everybody, Kelsey here. And it's been a hot minute. I've had some stuff going on. I got a bunny shed. Bunny out right now is Wendolyn. You want to come say hi to the people? Wendolyn. So, I've had some stuff going on. I know I haven't posted in a while. I just thought I'd do a quick update. I got a bunny shed. Have a double cage. And am making plans. Sorry it's so grainy, but I don't know what happened to my phone. But anyway, just thought I'd come on and give you an update. Wendolyn has free range of the shed during the day until she decides to go back. And then once she goes back, I put another bunny in here. I'm gonna go get that other bunny. I switch off between Amber, if I can, Amber, and Midnight. Amber's the daughter to Wendolyn, and Midnight hasn't become a mom yet. So, come here. I'm gonna have to put you guys down. Okay. This is Midnight. She's a standard satin. She, in fact, well, her and Wendolyn are about a few months apart. And I just let her do her thing. But I have learned a couple things since having 3 bunnies. I got Wendolyn. You can see her. I have Wendolyn, who doesn't like being held very much. And then I have Midnight, who's okay with it. And I have Ember, who's okay with it. So, I'm okay with her choosing not to be held a lot. Because I have 3 bunnies who are pretty socialized. Midnight, what are you doing? They like going behind there. If you can see it. There's a gap right there and it loops all the way back around behind the cage. So for right now, this is Midnight's cage because Ember has discovered that she can escape. So I have flimsy locks, and I know that. That's why I corrected that problem on the bottom half, because Midnight busted that part. But Midnight. But Amber has now discovered that it's finicky and she can bust it. And I've had quite a few scares. I had a lock on it, but we had to reroute the lock to another location. So I had to get a new lock. But when I didn't have the lock, I was coming out to my door was wide open and some sketchy stuff. So just so you know, I have a baby gate that blocks the door at all times. I have a baby gate that blocks the door at all times, and not whether they're in here locked up or out there in their cage locked up. I always have a baby gate because it prevents if they decide to make a jailbreak like Ember does. It makes it to where they're safe in here and I can come in here discreetly and catch them and flip-flop bunnies around cages and make it to where they're not in danger. Because a couple day before yesterday, I came out to my door wide open and my gate moved. And Ember running around my yard like it was no big deal. So I am in fact quite happy with my setup because I pull Ember's cage. You can see it. I pull Ember's cage outside and I make it to where my whole that whole area is wide open, and then I just let Gwendolyn run around for the whole day, and then I put Gwendolyn back and switch it out for another bunny. And that bunny right now, who's trying to scale my fence, my gate, is Midnight. Mitty and Gwendolyn are a couple months apart, so they're about a year and a couple months. Well, a year and they're a little over a year old. And then I got little Miss over there, who's 6 months old. And I'm having a blast owning bunnies. Come here. Come here. So, these are show bunnies. So, despite me having a small scale, I am in fact a show bunny breeder. Meet Midnight. My standard satin. Or I should say, she started out my sister's bunny and my sister decided to be irresponsible. Did you really just spray me? Really? I didn't do anything to you. Why would you do that? Well, I just got peed on by a bunny. No, leave that. Leave that. So, yeah, I got peed on by a bunny. But it could be a territorial thing, because Midnight here is I'm the boss bunny. No, don't do that. She likes thinking she's the boss. I might actually figure out a way, because Ember can jump up and down no problem. But Midnight, not so much. Midnight doesn't know she's a good jumper. Hi. Here. And so I flip-flop bedding. Okay. Ugh. So I'm going to say this. Because Gwendolyn can't be on pine shavings. She has an allergy. So I use straw for that cage. And then I have aspen shavings in there. And she and Midnight. That's Ember. She's about 6 months old. And then she and Midnight can go on regular shavings. But my whole cage area is straw. Because sometimes I open up the partition that is right there. Hi. Want to come back in? So there is a so I'm gonna use, I have a light I keep in here. I'm gonna use it just to illuminate the thing. So I don't know if you can see it. But, oh yeah, you can see it. That's the partition. And if I open that, they can come. They can come onto both stories. You, stop that. You can't get in there. Here. Actually. Oh, sorry. See if you can figure out how to get yourself back in there. So, yeah. Till I figure out how to... Actually, that's a better lighting. Till I figure out how to secure... that door with that lock. Midnight will be staying at the top. Because Midnight is now old enough to where she doesn't want to escape. And Midnight's a super friendly bunny. So I wasn't a big fan of getting a standard satin due to the fact that they are a medium to large rabbit. And they have a ton of kids. A breed standard of kids. I don't know if she'll have a ton of kids. I know Gwendolyn is supposed to be like the minimum is 6 kids, and she only had 2. Well, 3 the first time, none of them survived, and then 2 the second time, all of them survived. So, I mean, each bunny is gonna have a different litter standard. So, but I do know that I have to well, since she's a bigger bunny, she's gonna have a bigger litter. I just don't know how much. So, yeah. I'm just letting Midnight run around because Gwendolyn's been out all day. So, I would also like to note that these are kitty, litter trays. And I actually use them as bunny litter trays. I don't use them right now because they're not a, they're in a cage to the point they feel they don't need to use them. And if your rabbit doesn't feel they need to use them, don't use them because it's double the halo. It's double the bedding load. And for me, I don't have a green waste can, so I can't just put it out there. So they do go outside during the day though. So I always have 2 rabbits outside. Gwendolyn kind of stays inside due to the fact that she prefers not to be handled that much, at least by me. There are some people who know how to correctly handle bunnies, and if you're not one of them, please just make it to where the bunny is friendly and will let you pick it up when it needs to be picked up. But yeah, if I were to pick Gwendolyn up, she runs from me. So, but I can pick her up if need be. And I know if need be, I would be able to hold her. Whether or not she'd stay in my hands is another story, but I'm trying to wait for you to put yourself back. Midnight really loves people. So, the reason I refer to, where'd you go? Midnight as my bunny is because my sister decided she wanted to get out of bunnies and she wasn't too interested in, so for a brief moment, they ended up at an auction house, and if you've ever been to an auction house, I would not bring your bunny there. And it was kind of a burn on the breeder, because the breeder doesn't want, a good breeder does not want their rabbits associated with going to an auction house. So, okay. And by the way, if I end up kindling a rabbit in this shed, in this cage thing, this part, the roof, lifts up, so I can actually remove all of the stuff on top of it and just go from the top. If I seriously need to. So, you're not gonna be able to see me very well, my bad. Oh, one other thing. I use a cat scooper to clean out my pens, because I can get all the fine details. I can get all the shavings and stuff. I don't use it right now. Right now I use a shovel. But when I do use it, I can actually, this is a great tool because it, you can see it on the outline. You can't see me, sorry, but. There we go. You can see me a little bit. But yeah, this thing works awesome. So, and it does not drain. I'm seeing if she puts herself back. They're super strong. If she tries to pull herself up, I'll support her and put her back. Because Amber can put herself back, no problem. Literally jump up, jump down. She has no fear. But anyway, so I have a garbage can and I have a kitty litter scooper, a cat scooper, and I basically just, if it comes to it and there's not a lot, I use this to clean my cages with. But, you, get down. But actually, yeah. This is a Rubbermaid shed. Rubbermaid makes sheds. I did not know that until I got it. And this thing is really easy to assemble. All you have to do is line up the two walls, snap it into the floorboard, and then and it tells you, you can find instruction videos on YouTube or whatever, or on the website, and it tells you how to put this thing together. And also it comes with parts with how to put the roof on too. So everything, I bought this thing pretty cheap, but I bought it used, so I don't know what a brand new one costs. I would like to make it bigger to an extent, but I can't do that right now. So but you guys play nice. Midnight play nice. So I have to get used to that light. Looking at a camera. So if a good beginner breed for a bunny, I'm gonna recommend a satin, a standard satin, or you can get a mini satin. Mini is just a miniature version of Midnight. But she's a medium to large rabbit, so I recommend her as her breed as a good beginner rabbit, because she's super friendly. She is they're totally people rabbits. They'd much rather hang out with you, because she does her own thing, checks in with me, and then goes back to doing her own thing. But yeah, I like her. Had I known her temperament and how like easygoing she is, I would have considered her as one of my beginner bunnies, but I didn't want a big breed. I got her anyway because my sister decided she didn't want to do bunnies. But I'm glad I got her. She's a big chewer though. I have to say that much. You need help? You need help? I guess not. So Oh, by the way, these are double door. This is a double door shed. I have this open because of my bunnies. I always have only one side open unless they're all in here and they're in their cages. And if they're in their cages, then I do have another baby gate in the car. I am planning on figuring out how to double gate this thing because one bunny thinking she's an escape artist is enough for me. And I'd rather not get too much in trouble because chasing one bunny is hard enough. Although Midnight, when she escaped, was super easy to catch. But Amber figures out if she runs from me, I can't catch her. It's like chasing after a dog that won't come. It's a pain in the butt. Oh. I am launching my own brand. It's not. And if you want, you can send me logo designs as long as it incorporates rabbits and birds, because I have 2 cockatiels in my house and I'm planning on breeding them too. Just not right now because I'm in the middle of trying to figure out their quirks as far as bonding goes. And I don't know if they'll make good parents. Their female's a first timer and I need to figure out if she's going to be a good mom before I just automatically say, here's baby birds. I know Wendolyn's proved to be a good mom, and she's proven herself as a good mom, and her kids are proven as well, because her son ended up at a family friend's house, who is also an international rabbit judge. She knows what she's doing. And the daughter took reserve champion in her class. So, and got first pick too. So, I have a bright future with a proven doe and a bright future with a first time doe. Because Midnight I took her to a show for the first time in the past year. I was just getting started at the beginning of 2020 and then COVID happened and shut everything down and I wasn't able to do anything. Except for virtual shows, and they don't really commend you. They don't really, you don't really get to prove yourself at a virtual show. But, I took her to her first show this year, and she got Best of Breed. And then Best of Breed allotted her to come in to have a chance to be Best of Show. And she didn't get Best of Show, and I'm okay with that. I just go to these shows. I don't get super competitive. I just go to the shows to see if they can prove themselves. And if they do, then I'm okay with it. So I got good lines. The breeder that I got them from is our family friend. She has Wendolyn's son. His name is Classified. Too bad she doesn't have a YouTube channel. She'd make great content. But she's too busy, and and this is just a side job for her. So, yeah. I am actually. Apparently she wants me to move. You stop that. Don't do that. You'll let her out. I don't want to fight. Oh, and by the way, if in fact the bunnies do not know each other or are not mother and child, then you are likely to have a rabbit fight. There are precautions you can take to prevent a rabbit fight, but if you have a double-decker cage like I do, and that double-decker cage has a partition that will allow one rabbit to either come to the other rabbit or vice versa, then I just be careful housing your bunnies together, because I have to condense space. And I'm thinking of, I actually have a cage that I can use, but I am is always shuffling, like, okay, this rabbit does this, I need to put it in a different cage. This rabbit is okay with this, I need to do this. So all I can say is, oh yeah, and she put herself back. And so, yeah, a rabbit, when it's time to go home, will always put itself back.